Hello, how are you? It's nice to see you again. My name is Ung Jin, and today I want to discuss another significant issue in Korea, which is the extreme valuation of or admiration for living the capital, which is the city of Seoul. I'm telling you, this will be a very valuable insight into Korea. But before we start the conversation, if you haven't liked this video or subscribed to my channel, please like this video and subscribe to my channel because your support is the biggest motivation for me to improve the content quality. So please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Anyways, to continue the story, this is the 5th video, and in previous episodes we kind of touched on the undue emphasis on hierarchy within a power-driven societal structure and personality development within society from bottom to top. And we also briefly discussed the existence of social ranks and the temptations to adopt manipulative behaviors within the ranking system. But I never really talked about the conditions for these ranks because I thought each of these ranks deserves a full episode. So today I want to discuss the most important aspect, which is the regional hierarchy characterized by the capital on top, which causes a lot of problems depending on where you are in Korea. To start the story, there is a saying in Korean which is 뭐로 가도 서울만 가면 된다, which means the end justifies the means. But what it literally signifies is that whatever you do, everything will work out as long as you go to Seoul. So people admire life in the capital, Seoul, and this admiration is tightly linked to the historical notion that your social status was influenced by proximity to the king, which is the concept that came from the Joseon dynasty. And that country lasted from the 14th century to the 20th century. So living in Seoul has been a marker of status, and you can still see the tremendous difference in the housing prices because of the demand. Of course, the capital is the busiest and the most densely populated everywhere in the world. But what I'm trying to say is the degree to which the Korean capital is populated is very extreme due to its almost sacred valuation of being in Seoul. And as I have pointed out, making hierarchy and ranking systems deeply embedded in the minds of its people, and those systems, once established, influence the people. So, have you ever wondered how certain ideas persist even after the conditions that form them have disappeared? So we still value Seoul even though Joseon dynasty has disappeared. If you think about the famous monkey experiment as an example, in this experiment, researchers placed 5 monkeys in a cage, suspended a banana from the ceiling, and left a ladder in the middle. So every time a monkey went up the ladder, the scientists soaked the rest of the monkeys with cold water. After a while, every time a monkey went up the ladder, the others beat up the one on the ladder because they didn't want the cold shower. And after some time, no monkey dared to go up the ladder regardless of the temptation. And this is not the end of the story, and the researchers then decide to substitute one of the monkeys. And the first thing this new monkey did was to, of course, go up the ladder, and immediately the other monkeys beat him up. After several beatings, the new member learned not to climb up the ladder even though he never knew why. And a second monkey was substituted, and the same thing occurred. But what's interesting about this is the first monkey participated in the beating of the second monkey. And so on and so on. A third monkey was changed and the same thing was repeated. The fourth and the fifth monkeys were placed. And in the end, what was left was a group of 5 monkeys that, even though they have never received a cold shower, continued to beat up any monkey who attempted to climb up the ladder. But look, this experiment demonstrates how deeply behaviors can be ingrained, and this is extremely evident in societal norms. For example, when appointing public officers in Korea, the ranking system for the public service examinations still used today is a relic from the Joseon dynasty, and you can check this out by yourself. So for sure, maybe the Korean mind is still living in the age-old dynasty that overvalued life in Seoul. And the result is that people greatly value life in the capital, Seoul, leading to a disproportionately large population in Seoul. And this contributes to regional disparities in birth rates. And that is why we're witnessing a decline in birth rates, similar to that in Hong Kong or Singapore, despite Korea's much bigger size. Korea is not a city-state like Singapore, but the decline in the birth rate follows because everyone wants to go to Seoul, and Seoul is now a city-state. You say housing is too expensive, but in the capital, parenthesis, because in other areas, the housing prices are declining rapidly. And we'll discuss this later again, but because the birth rate is inversely related to the proportion living in apartments, we're going to see the decline in the population. Anyways, today I talked about the admiration toward life in the capital. For sure, the infrastructure is better. There are a lot more things to do in Seoul. Life is fun, but you can also have an enjoyable life elsewhere too. Like I am 300 kilometers away from Seoul. For sure, the job market is better in Seoul, and there is this deadly loop of less infrastructure, less investment, less jobs, less tax, less infrastructure again in other areas. But I think there is clearly an underlying reason behind it that we admire life in Seoul too much. Sure, it's nice, but I don't think that is the only habitable land in Korean territory. And sure, with the achievement of the hollow goal to live in the capital, and it is deep inside your mind linked to your status, but you're not really happy and you don't find the fulfillment. And we are seeing the upshot of it because we were seeking empty goals. Even though South Korea is renowned for its economic impact, semiconductor, and all the manufacturing industry and cultural influence, the emptiness is so deeply embedded in our society. These days, Korea is maybe best known for its low birth rate. If you think this is uniquely Korean, I would honestly encourage you to look into other societies and other cities. Maybe you might find commonalities among countries with low birth rates below the replacement level. Perhaps we can uncover some solutions. So that's the conclusion today, and I hope you like this video, and if you have any opinions, please leave it in the comment section, please. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.